That is a maestro to you. So not, don't do that. Okay, I heard my drummer. Let's try this again. No drummer this time. Good morning, Unity.
Good morning.
Wow, good job. Tell them once, right? Well, we are Soulshine. We got some special guests with Soulshine. And we need you to sing with us, but we don't sing sit down. We stand up to sing. So let's get up on our feet. This is a Karen Drucker tune, Bless You to the World. We did it a little bit last week. The words are, you are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And then that's, the next part is pretty simple. And all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Let's start the first part. Let's do the first two lines. You are the heart, you are the hands. Okay, you are the voice of spirit on earth. Let's just do that part. Ready? You are the heart. Here we go. Here we go. You are the heart. You are the hands.
You are the hands.
You are the voice.
You are the voice of spirit on earth.
Good. Now, the next part. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Now, and who you are. Here we go.
And who you
and all you do
and all you
is a blessing.
Is a blessing to the world.
Now, back to the top. You are the heart. Here we go. Sing.
You are the heart. You are the hands. You are the voice of spirit on earth.
And all you are.
And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart. We are the heart. We are the hands. We are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart. I am the hands. I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. God is upon me.
Used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. 'Cause the scripture told me, it said, you gotta be good. But now I love 'cause I want to. Now I love 'cause I'm free. I'm blinded by the Spirit. Yeah. So the Spirit of God is upon me. Yes, it is. Oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh. Spirit of God is upon me. Dave's Magic Fingers Finch. Oh, come on. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Yes, it is. Church!
Buenos dias, todos. Bienvenido, correct? Yes, okay. A little different language today. Welcome, everybody, to a wild soul sanctuary. What? Don't you love it? We were taught that by Rafe, and we love just to let go and be wild. And what does that mean to be a wild soul sanctuary? It means that whatever path we're on, it's all good. We accept everyone, no matter their color, no matter their faith, no matter their creeds, no matter whether their sexual preference, even political preferences. Whoa, that's something. And to put it more clearly, there is no one on this earth that we wouldn't happily accept to come into our congregation. That's hard to say sometimes, but it's true. We allow and we love everyone on earth, and so that is. So let's say our mission statement together. We stand together to create a global unity of unity, deep wisdom, and loving kindness. So I'm Jim Pasmore. You've already seen our Soulshine team. Thank you, Soulshine. We have our AV team up there. That's today Joanne and Nico and Kevin and Chris. And then we have our Reverend Jane, who will be speaking today. So everyone here is involved in trying to put together the most beautiful service that we possibly can today. Let's hear it for everybody that's doing that. Thank you all. Okay. So I would like to also acknowledge this chair. This chair is here to just imagine whoever it is that you're missing in your life that used to be here, whether they're still on this earth plane or whether they're just somewhere else. Put them in that chair and just acknowledge them. I know there's a number of people that are close to our hearts that we would like to see there. So let's just bless that chair and see them in there. And I'd like to now invite Jane up to do a prayer for us.
So we just set an intention for this experience. We breathe into a place of knowing who we truly are. These bodies, these human beings, and yet so much more. And so we open ourselves as channels to create this beautiful service today that nourishes each one of us and radiates beyond us into the wider world through the glory of electronic means. We state the intention that the love that we bring to this space, the faith that we bring to this space, the richness of being that we bring to this space are blessings that are radiating out and helping all to remember who they truly are and what is possible. And we hold in particular all those who are in our hearts right now who are suffering. And we claim that through the love that we are expressing in this room today, healing, peace, hope are rippling out. We are making a difference in this world by our active being, by the love that we are, and so it is.
Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know
No kidding. Well, guess what it's time for? Our favorite part, celebrations. Are you ready?
Well, I got to start this, Jim. Jim, I got to start it.
You're going to start it.
I got to start it. I'm here at the piano, so it's like, you got to listen to me now.
Go for it.
It is August. It's the 1st of August, so we're doing birthdays.
Oh, great.
And I'm particularly biased because both my kids are August and I'm August. So August is the best. We all know it. So who's have August birthdays here?
Over there.
All right, and Anna says she has a birthday too in August. So let's just sing to all of us Augusters. But make it extra special because August is the best. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, everybody. Because August is the best. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, who's the fittest and the fastest that would like to take the microphone around for our
I'll take
celebration?
it, Jim.
Oh, we've already got one. Good.
I'm
good.
celebrating our camping weekend and our picnic down at the Tumalo State Park We still got to go break down our tents right after service, but we left it to come. It was just a nice, bonding, beautiful weekend, perfect weather, and just lovely people to hang out with, so that was really nice.
Yes, it was great. Yeah.
Karen.
So I'm celebrating, I found my phone, and if you were there at the campground yesterday when I showed up crazy, thank you Kevin and John and Carol and everybody that helped. Also celebrating, I found my temporary future beautiful home that will serve me well. It's on a cliff overlooking the river with a view like you've never seen before. But it also means I can't sit outside without worrying about my dog falling off the cliff. And no fences are allowed. So it'll be temporary with a lovely woman in a beautiful home until I find my permanent home.
Be careful and enjoy. Yeah.
Leah.
I'm celebrating having Michael here with me today.
Yes.
Yay, Michael. Carol.
I'm celebrating, first of all, that our friend Patrice survived COVID and came out of it and is doing well.
Yes.
And I do have 3 wonderful caregivers lined up to take care of her. So I'm doubly celebrating because that way she can come home.
So I'm celebrating that I had been estranged from my brother for more than 10 years, his choice. And I wasn't welcome in his home. My mother lived in his home. I'd go see my mom. She'd have to get a hotel room. They all live in Arkansas now. And this started when he couldn't come to a Thanksgiving gathering at my sister's because I was going to be there. And this is all wrapped up in his religious beliefs because I'm reprobate, because I've fallen away. So anyway, in July, actually, we all gathered to celebrate my dad's 90th birthday, who I also had just been building tenderly, loosely a relationship with after having been estranged from too, for all the same reasons. And we all gathered, we all went to their church together, celebrated life and God and spirit and joy. And then my brother even gave me a ride in his new Miata. So it was amazing. And I had a prayer around this. It was really tentative for me. I didn't know if this was a safe place for me. And I went, and it was joyous, and it was wonderful.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I'm celebrating going to the fair yesterday.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm celebrating fewer complaints in my life.
Good for you. Yeah, me too.
The first week is like...
How many have these bracelets? All right.
The first week is like not breathing or peeing or something. You know, it's so natural to just... but really making a difference. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have my bracelet too. I told Jim yesterday, I said, sometimes I want to just take it off so I can bitch a little bit and then put it back on. I haven't done that yet.
I'm celebrating a wonderful concert last night. Michael Franti was at Hayden Homes Amphitheater, and he just is all about we're all human, we got to love each other, we got to keep it simple, work hard, and just be good and kind to each other. So it was...
Sounds a
it
lot
was
like
really
Unity.
beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
One more.
All
right, we got everybody. We got to get Dave.
Thank you. I'm celebrating last night. I was invited by some of the cut bands, some of the super bands, some of the heavies in town. They needed a strong piano player to play this Latin, like salsa jazz thing. And it was a lot of work, and it was really stressed, but man, it was fun. And we sounded really good. And I'm also celebrating my daughter. I just said this a little bit, but Grace turns 18 in 4 days, so celebrating.
right. All right, thank you, everyone. And you know what else we're celebrating? An Earth celebration. Scientists, and some of you probably know this, the scientists recently captured video footage of an unprecedented deep-sea octopus nursery 135 miles off Costa Rica. They captured video of new baby octopi hatching out of eggs being produced by the mamas. 10,000 feet deep, almost 2 miles deep. It's amazing what we find. There's so many new life forms we've never even discovered, and so many new opportunities to find out what's so beautiful about this earth and to honor that and just see the earth getting more and more beautiful as we go forward. So now we're going to ask Claire to come up and join us with the kids, and we're going to do a blessing for the kids, and we're going to maybe hear about what they're going to do.
We're going to do taxes.
Taxes?
And math and No, we're gonna do some fun stuff. We'll see. We're gonna do have games. Do we have any other kids who want to come?
Yeah, there's some over there.
You guys want to come with us?
Come on.
Okay, come on. We're gonna do a blessing. Hi, we got some new kiddos today.
That's great.
Yay! All right. So yeah, we're gonna make some new friends. I'm excited to meet you guys. All right. Okay, we're gonna do our kids' blessing. You guys ready?
We appreciate the holy gift you are. We see the Christ light shining from you. May you always know what a treasure you are. May you always bring your gifts freely and fully to the world. Namaste. Enjoy. Have fun. Okay. Okay. Now it's the favorite time, the most sacred time, announcements. Okay. Okay, ongoing events. You can check the chalkboard out front there, and the printed calendar, which is on the website, the TV, and the website. Wow, all those opportunities to find out what's going on. There's the sound healing, the men's group, the women's group, open sing, meditation and heart share, a Course in Miracles study group. So lots going on, lots of opportunities to share. Jane, I think you're going to talk about this.
Time ago, we started doing birthday bags for Mountain Star Family Relief Nursery, and I think it started in a spirit group that I was part of, and then maybe we did it in another spirit group, and then somehow we volunteered ourselves, I'm not sure how, to be the people that, or the community that provides birthday bags for the children in Prineville who are part of the Mountain Star program. So these children are ages 1, 2, 3, turning 4 in some cases. And they're families that are tremendous, they have so many risk factors. And so they would not be able to give their children a birthday party. And so what a birthday bag is you get a bag, one of those big happy birthday bags, and then you put inside of it cake mix and icing and candles and even cake pans, because you can't assume that they have those either, and some toys, a stuffy little book, some kind of a toy, and then we get those to Mountain Star to be distributed. But it's one of those things that we need people to do it, and it's ideal as a project for a spirit group, but the spirit groups are erratic right now in terms of when they're forming, and so I would like to create a team. Really, I'd like a team that's an outreach team, because we have all these activities that we do. We go to the family kitchen and serve. We do laundry when we have a couple bags today. We have the birthday bags, and I'm sure there's some other things that I'm forgetting, but if you feel like faith is not just about sitting in the pew, or the comfortable seat, but it's about going out into the community and serving, and you'd like to be part of that, would you come and see me afterwards and write your name down on something, because don't expect to just tell me and I'll remember. But I'd like to form a team that then we could say, okay, it's time for birthday bags. Because if I just say to you, well, bring in some of that stuff, And then we end up with 100 cans of icing and nothing else. That didn't help. We need a group that I can communicate with and organize it. So if you would like to be part of that, would you please let me know? Because we have birthdays coming up that we need to take care of this week for little children that have a birthday coming up. Okay? So thank you.
Sounds really worthwhile. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Okay, Foundations of Unity class. This is an amazing class. I was involved in this a couple of years ago, and it's interactive. There's so much you get into, and it really is inspiring to learn about Foundations of Unity. If you don't know, this is going to be a great class. Sylvia is a great teacher. She does the Course in Miracles also, which I sit in on, and it's just amazing what comes through her. So take this opportunity. It costs $75, but it's a great investment in you. Oh, breathwork and sound healing, yeah. With Eostar and Matthias, they were here, last year was it? And they're going to be here again on August, not April, but August 18th at 7 p.m. And they're having the tickets at a sliding scale. So if you can't afford the $30, they'll accept $15. And if you can't even afford that, let us know. We'll find a way to gift you a way in there. So breathwork and sound healing is a way to raise your consciousness through your breath, and raising your consciousness is what we're all about here. So if you have the opportunity to do this, it would be really worthwhile. Oh yeah, the Youth Unity Camp. This is for kids age 11 to 14, and Reverend Jane can give you details if you've got a child or a young adult that would like to attend. See Reverend Jane, and she'll get you set up with the opportunity to send them to this. Etc. That's all? Okay, no more announcements. Okay, I guess that's all right. So right now, I think we're ready for, let's see. Oh yeah, one other thing, you can check the calendar if you want to find out about these events or any other events that are going on, just at the Unity website. So now Soulshine, special song.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree,
Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Wasn't on at the time because I was bursting out in song just listening to that. It was hard not to. Thank you. We have a nightingale in our midst, and for sure. Thank you so much. Yeah. Now, in the program, there's no words in there to tell me how to introduce Jane. How do you introduce someone like that when there's no words to say? Well, we all know Jane, and we all love Jane, and because Jane not only represents love, she represents such clarity and such divine. Meditation? Oh. Thank you. Okay. I didn't hear a thing. Anyway, back to Jane, not meditation. Enough said. Come on up, Jane. Everybody loves you, so just do your thing.
Wow, that was so beautiful. And that I loved the whole message of that song. What I want to talk about today is walking in two worlds. So there's the world of spiritual principle and what we know. And then there's this very human world where a lot of stuff happens, right? And I want to make a distinction between, so a couple of weeks ago, Reverend Jim talked about only praise, to focus on the positive. And, we've got these purple bracelets, if you were there, to remind us to stop focusing on what's negative and complaining about it and focus on the positive. And that's such a great spiritual practice. And like anything in life, you can take it to an extreme where it's not a great spiritual practice anymore, because now you've gotten so far that you're not honoring the human. And so in walking in two worlds, you remember the things that we've been taught, the spiritual principles, and we honor the humanity. So in that song, Let It Be, we're talking about when times are really hard, when difficult things come along, when we can't see the light, when our hearts are broken. And at times like that, in the song, Mother Mary comes to me. What does that mean? It doesn't mean you have an apparition of the Virgin Mary. It means the mother energy, the nurturing spirit of the divine. If you can tune into that and feel that, it's present for you. And we in spiritual community are called to be that to one another. So we don't let go of spiritual principle. We know the truth. Like, for example, we were just having a conversation this morning, Dan and Megan and I, about something that had happened in their family. And they were saying, but we know things happen for a reason. And, maybe they happen for a reason, or maybe we just make a reason up to explain what happens, because we can see the good beyond the experience that we're having. But principle is that good is all there is. There's nothing but good. Everything else is illusion. But when something happens to you, that is not usually the first thing you want to hear. And so, that phrase, oh, it's all good. Think about it. The last horrible thing that happened to you, if somebody had said, well, it's all good, how would you feel? You know, like, how many ways can I tell you I hate you right now? You know, but it's not that you're not being positive. You continue to know in your mind that good is what the truth is. And good encompasses this situation where someone is hurting badly. In the Bible, there's a whole thing of lament. I don't know if that's not a really common word anymore. There's actually a chapter in the Bible called Lamentations. But to lament means to just grieve. It's that, where it hurts so bad. And you might feel very angry. Like in the Psalms, in the Old Testament, there's a whole bunch of Psalms where it's like, take my enemy and smite them. You know, that's in the Bible. Okay? In other words, it's okay that we feel angry. Our anger helps us sometimes as we are in touch with our anger and not pretending that it's not there. We get clearer with what is it that we want in life? What are our desires? It's okay to be angry. That's part of our human experience. And it's okay to mourn. It's an appropriate response. When someone dies or we're really worried about something, those feelings are human, and being human is part of the wholeness, the holy good. Sometimes, I've heard over the years there have been people that talk about ascension and how, as humanity, we are ascending to another plane, and we're not going to be part of this anymore. And I've always thought, well, why did you come? Why did you come here if it wasn't to experience what this plane has to offer? And yes, as we're here in the muck, part of why we're here is to raise our eyes to a higher plane and realize, oh yeah, there's more to it. But we're always going to be walking in two worlds. We're always going to be walking in the human world as well as in this higher world. The thing that's optional is we may not be aware of this higher world. We're always aware of this world. But if we get to the point where we're only aware of this and we're not aware of this, things are going to happen that bring this back into our awareness. Like if I'm not aware of my surroundings at all, I'll go walking out. And Eric was talking about his family. He's had a tremendous amount of relatives who have broken bones suddenly from falling or walking into walls or something. And we were kidding about we have to have the blind guy's guide to how do you walk without walking into things. Because you have to be paying attention to your environment. So he has learned to use all his senses because of the one that's missing. But sometimes we're not using our senses. At least learn how to bounce. Yeah. I think they have bouncy houses for that. You can practice. I want to read this statement of faith by Myrtle Fillmore. For those of you who don't know, Myrtle is one of the founding members of Unity. She and her husband founded it. And she wrote, "I do not believe in evil. I believe in good. I do not believe in sin. I believe in truth. I do not believe in want. I believe in abundance. I do not believe in death. I believe in life. I do not believe in ignorance. I believe in intelligence. There are no discords in my being. Being is peace. My faith, understanding, and love are becoming one. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. This was dated 1897. So that's principle. That comes straight out of Emma Curtis Hopkins, who she studied with. And Emma was somebody who was so focused on the truth that good is all there is and everything else is illusion, that she was able to do amazing things. There was a story about, she lived in Chicago for at least a part of her life, and there were the Haymarket riots, some of you may remember from history, that were horrendous riots that were going on, and it was a time of great dissension that was going on. This is just post-Civil War. And she was sitting in the park, and there was just a lot of energy. There was a riot that was going to happen, not the Haymarket riot, but it was a period of rioting. And she sat in the park, and she just stayed focused on knowing that it's all good. That's all there is good. There is I have no belief in evil. I have no belief in disharmony. I only know good and harmony. And she sat there, and the people just went home, and the riot didn't happen, which was extraordinary when you think about it. So Ruth Miller, who I've been studying the works of Emma Curtis Hopkins with for the last year, she was telling me about when she went to Egypt on a trip with Lawrence and some other folks. There was a moment when there was some uproar that was beginning, and people were showing up on the docks, and there was going to be trouble. And other people that were on the trip were like, ooh, this is starting to feel unsafe. And Ruth, knowing her Emma Curtis Hopkins stories, just sat on the ship or wherever it was they were. She just sat there in peace, knowing that good is the only reality. And as she knew that, in a short while, everything just dissolved, and the people that might have been in a big argument before, they're patting each other on the back and going off for a drink or whatever they're doing, and it just dissolved. So there is great power in knowing principle, holding it, and acting upon it. And when you are in communication with another person, you don't get to use principle as a sledgehammer. Instead, you use the presence of the mother, that nurturing energy that comes and is present and doesn't require anything of the person. On Friday, I had a very challenging day. I dropped Jeff, my husband, off at the surgery at St. Charles for surgery that was planned, and he was going to be there for quite a few hours, and I was going to head over to Sisters to watch my grandson Nolan in his very first play. So I was excited about that, and I came out and I got a text from my younger daughter saying she was on the way to the ER. She gave birth a month ago, and there were some complications with the birth, and anyway, she was going to the ER, and she had an infection, maybe cramping, fever, and I didn't really know what was wrong with her, but I thought, all right, well, I'm at St. Charles anyway, I'll see you when you get here. So I waited for her, and I was there with her for a few hours, and then I had to go in order to be at the play, and came back, and she was there for a very long time that day, not getting seen. You know how it is in the ER, if you're not gushing from the artery, you can sit there for 4 or 5 hours, which is what happened to her. And, I was concerned about her, and and then Jeff's in surgery, and I'm hoping that that'll all go well. And then I drive down to Sisters and come back with my grandson, who can't bear not to have his day with me. And and he's looking at me over dinner saying, "Something's different. It's not the same." And I said, "Yeah, I'm exhausted." And, he was the pillow fight at the end of the day was when, okay, now it's better. Now I was acting like the grandmother he expected. But that day was a really hard day for me. And what I didn't need at that point was somebody to tell me, "Oh, it'll all be fine." I knew that. I knew that probably it would all be fine, but I really just needed somebody who understood what it felt like to be in that space. But I also didn't need somebody who would say, "Oh my God, that's so awful." I didn't need somebody to be miserable with me, because I was doing that fine on my own. I needed somebody who could be there with me and help me up gently. And I think that's what we can do with each other in spiritual community. We don't want to, think about if somebody's in the bottom of the well, they've fallen down in the well, and they can't get out on their own. What you want is somebody who can be present with you, but you don't want somebody to jump in the well and sit down beside you, and now two of you are stuck in the well. Maybe if you figured out some kind of a rope ladder and you attached it and you climbed down the rope ladder and you sat beside them in their misery until they were ready to get up and climb up the rope ladder. It's sort of like that. That's what we're doing. When in the Gospels, there's a story about Jesus had a friend named Lazarus, and they were good friends. And the story goes that Lazarus died. Word came to him that he was dying, and he didn't jump right up and go, but he went there. And when he went there, his friend was dead. And it says, and he wept. So even though he was somebody who really at that point was an ascended master, he was so connected to the all that he had the ability to know, even in that moment, to know that life is not, it's so much bigger than these bodies. He had the ability to heal him because he was so connected. But the first thing that he did was he wept. He wept for the loss of this friend in the way that he had known him. So no matter how enlightened you are, they talk about, in the Buddhist tradition, they talk about bodhisattvas. Those people who have reached a level of ascension, and they continue to come back to walk through the world with humans, to be present with them. I had a client who he works with people who are immigrants crossing over the border, and he works in the legal system, and he sees a lot of atrocity there. And sometimes it's very, very difficult for him because he's gotten so entangled with their stories and the outrageous things that are done to these people. And we talked about being a bodhisattva and how he's called to walk through the world with them. And yes, he has some skills that can actually help them, but the bigger thing is his walk with them. But it's not helpful if he takes on the suffering himself. The point is to walk and shine his light. So that's really our task. It's to remember what is true in principle, that good is all there is. We know that there are possibilities that are unlimited that we can't think of when we get in that place. And if we know that, we become beacons of hope. But we don't do it through platitudes. We do it through presence. And as the presence of hope, as the presence of love, we can be with someone in their suffering without taking it on, but without running from it either. We become a real bridge. We're a bridge from the world where we feel so much pain to the world where there is infinite possibility. But we have to walk over the bridge. We have to take their hands. We have to be willing to have our feet firmly in this world, to be able to feel what they are feeling without taking it as our own. When I sit with other people, sometimes I cry before they do. Especially this is true with men, because men haven't been given permission to cry. From the time they're little boys, when crying was a natural thing, like it is for all children, a lot of men have been told that that's not something boys do, and they're shamed for it. And so I have often sat with a man who has got so much sorrow in them. As they're telling the story, I can feel it. And I just start crying because I don't have an inhibition about crying anymore. I used to. That's why I got into therapy. But now it feels just easy for me to let that flow. I think tears are sacred. And in the presence of someone who is able to feel sorrow and express it, often these men then find their tears and are able to cry. And it's so healing for them, because it hurts to hold sorrow inside. I know I was really practiced at it. There's a thing you do with your face, and if you scrunch it just so, you can keep the tears in. Have you ever tried that? It works temporarily, but it's not healthy. So don't practice it if you don't already know what I'm talking about. We really are called here as spiritual beings who are walking on the earth for a reason. This earth is a sacred place. It's the home of our animals' selves. It's a place where we learn to honor who we are and remember who we also are. Two worlds, both beautiful worlds, both valuable. It's so interesting when we hear a baby cry like that. You know, people probably have different reactions. Some people are like, take that baby out of here. Maybe, I don't know. Some people are like, oh, you know, they just want to hold the baby and make everything all better for the baby. And in a way, we're all babies. We're all babies in bigger bodies. We have pains and we have needs that maybe we're just not as in touch with as the baby is. The baby hasn't learned to filter and pretend. The baby just feels and expresses. And, there's probably some advantages to not acting like a baby all the time, but that baby part of us is also valuable. It's valuable. And we want to honor the precious baby in each other. And as we do that, we create this beautiful bridge where people who are feeling stuck in one world right now can get over to the other side and remember, oh yeah, this isn't all that there is. There is more. And that is good. Namaste.
Let's take a nice breath together. So I'm wearing my prayer shawl on purpose because this meditation will be also as a prayer. And as I guide you through the meditation, I'd like you to know that you are a prayerful person as well, and that your energy, no matter who you are on this planet, can really affect change. Because as Jane said, this bridge is so important, and sound is such an important bridge. You can hear my voice right now. So I'm connecting with you through a vibration, through the microphone. And so we have this innate power to send blessings, to send prayers. And if you're stuck on the word prayer, that's okay. I call it energy. I call it love. So as we go through this meditation, I'd just like you to close your eyes. Feel this beautiful planet that we get to stand upon underneath our feet. So I'm going to play the sound bowl, and I'm going to ask you, as these sounds come forth, to let go and to send vibrations wherever you need to send them. And those vibrations will help break up any energy that's stuck, anything that looks like it's not going to help us move to a great place on this planet. We have that power. So as you hear this sound, I want you to send this vibration to yourself. And I want you to think about every cell in your body vibrating with this vibration. If there's a place in your body that's tight and tense, send some extra vibration there. Every cell in your body, let it be bathed. And now, let's send this vibration to our family. Any stuckness, any belief systems that get in your way or in their way,
This sound vibration can break that all up. And let's send it to our friends, especially those who are really dealing with some health issues or any kind of issues that are keeping them from being a joyful being on this planet. And while we're at it, let's send it to unity. Everyone sitting here at Unity Worldwide. All of the amazing principles that help us cut through so many belief systems that aren't working. What a blessing. Send it to our beloved Bend. And now, with all the power that you can summon, send it to the world, every single place on this planet. And while we're at it, let's send it to the animals. That they may be treated as the beautiful sentient beings that they are. And to nature, the nature that allows us to be here, that allows us to build things from the trees, that allows us to go to the ocean and get rejuvenated. And let us come back to ourselves. To every cell. Give this gift of sound vibration. This is the G bowl, and it's the throat chakra. I did that on purpose.
get rough, and friends just can't be found like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down, oh, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Yeah. Build a bridge over troubled water. Bring it down now. Sail on, silver girl. Sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. Oh, see how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind. Take each other's hand. We're gonna build a bridge over troubled water. We're gonna build a bridge over troubled water. Take each other's hand all across the land. We're gonna build a mighty bridge over troubled water. We're a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me
Simon and Garfunkel could have heard that. I mean, I got goosebumps. I was just vibrating. I couldn't stop from enjoying that to the fullest. Thank you so much, Eric. That was amazing. Amazing. Yeah. And thank you, Soulshine. Wow. Okay. And Donna, wow, I was really into that as well. I was just it goes right through, and sending it out to the world, when you did that, I just felt that going out like this powerful wave. So you really brought us along with that. Thank you. And Jane, what can I say about you? You really messed me up. When you said everything's going to be fine, I saw Joanne back there saying, yeah, she got him that time, because I'm always saying that to her, and she's saying, it's not always going to be fine. Stop. And it's true. I sort of sometimes get carried away with it's always going to be okay. And I have to remember empathy and compassion for those around me. And I thought about when my father was dying and I could not stop crying. If someone had said that to me, I probably would have not been happy about it. I might have come one right. No, I wouldn't have, but anyway, thank you all so much for all this wonderful service that we've just enjoyed so much. I've almost lost my place. It's so great. Okay, so right now I'd like to invite any new visitors to raise your hand. Way up high. Yes, we have a new visitor. Great. Welcome. Welcome. Would you be willing to share your name and how you found us? Okay, wait a minute. We're going to get you mic'd.
Oh.
See, we're going to scare you now.
My name is Stacy Legere, and some friends of mine had come here, but that was quite a while ago. And then I just looked you up online, and I live out actually in Crooked River Ranch, and I thought I needed to be amongst community. So here I am.
Well, that's a long drive. We're glad you made the drive. Thank you. Yeah, welcome. Okay. And there's also a blue card in the front of you in the chair. If you want to fill it out, that'll get you onto our mailing list so you can find out what's happening here. And did it already? Oh, overachiever. Thank you. Okay, great. Oh, one more. I didn't see that. Thank you.
Hello. I am Danielle. Those three beautiful beings you saw sitting next to me are mine that are out there as well. We're new to town. I'm used to living in community, in intentional communities, and doing my own thing with other beings. And so I, for the first time, am living in a regular house in town with my children alone, and I needed a little bit more. So I did a search, and it brought me here, and I'm grateful. So thank you for being welcoming and allowing
Danielle,
us.
for being here. Yeah. Well, now we come to the time of offering, and we have a special. Are you a guest here? That's going to tell us all about why we're going to be blessed by offering.
So I wanted to talk with you about the offering because we tend to have baggage around passing the basket, even though we're so high tech. You don't need a basket. You have all these other ways that you can give. But when you think about giving, Kevin talked last week and was letting you know that financially, as a community, we are not meeting our expenses every month. And so we are holding in faith that we live in a cosmos that has unlimited substance, and all that we need is here for us. And all of us are particular channels of that good. We're not the only channels, but we are channels. And if you think about this place, kind of like a spiritual co-op, that it belongs to all of us. And it only exists if we all do our part. Like Danielle was just talking about living in intentional community. When you live in an intentional community, everybody is doing their part. Those communities don't exist unless everybody does. And so there are ways for us to do our part financially and also in terms of volunteering in different ways. And we invite you to do that so that we can continue to be here. But when you think about giving, you can't, just like breathing, you can't just think about exhaling. Inhaling is part of it. And so I'd like to invite you to think about, what is it that you receive here? We have Elaine Cornick, one of our board members, created this gratitude project. And I don't know if you noticed it or if you're new, there are cards over here, and you can just write down what you receive from Unity, spiritual community. What does it mean to you? And it's not a one and done. Maybe you receive something today that really moves you, and in a couple weeks you'll think of something else. For me, I feel so grateful that I get to be in the role that I am and to be in a position of offering inspiration, because in order to do that, I have to do two things. I have to really dive deep into whatever my subject is, and often get experiences to go with it so that I really know what I'm talking about. And I also have to get out of the way and allow energy to flow through me. And those are both things that are really helpful for me and my spiritual growth in this world. And if there was nobody sitting here, then I wouldn't get to do that. So that's a gift that you all give to me. And it's why I support this community with my money and with my energy. So think about, what is it for you? What do you receive? And then, what would you want to give? Can you give a little more than you have been giving? Or if you haven't been giving, could you start giving? We calculated that if everybody gave $25 a week, we'd be in a good space financially. But some people can't do that, and some people can do way more. So ask yourself, what can you give? And then give it gratefully. Let's have a song to celebrate that as our greeters pass the baskets around.
Gratitude in my soul.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you.
Mahalo.
I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all.
I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul.
I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you.
And thank you.
I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all.
From the love
of pure spirit within us,
we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in the world and return to us multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And thank you all for your generous gifts. Yes. So I'm going to just ask the prayer leaders to come up on the stage. Anybody that's a prayer leader here? Donna's already up here. I'm already up here. Dave? Oh, he's already up here. Oh. Okay, great. So these are all the people that are so happy to pray with you afterward for any personal prayers that you would like to have. So after the service is over, please come on up and join us, because it blesses us as it blesses you, for us to be able to be a channel and have the prayer come to us. And really, I just feel such, vibration of good when I join someone in prayer. So please ask us. We really love to pray with you. Okay, so I guess we're going to say our prayer of intention, and we're going to be released into the public. So be careful out there. You've got such a high you're leaving with, okay? So, holy light shines within and all around me, a presence of love that is always there. I am that presence. I am a radiant field of love energy. I am holy light. My essence cradles and guides me. I am a gift in this world. I go forth from here in joy to bless the world with my loving light. And so it is. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Let's take it whole time. I got gratitude in my heart.
I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you.
Have an awesome week.
I just want to say thank you
for it all.
Thank you for it all.
Happy birthday to the best birthday month.
Oh, good Lord.